I had problems with the GoPro. We went to Dunlap, Tennessee to mulch, put the new knives on. So I've been in a time crunch for giving quotes and doing the mulching jobs. Very thankful for that. So these turned out pretty good. I did a right away for the power company. Usually most of those have companies come in, but you're responsible for the right of way to pay somebody to come out and do it. So had problems with the GoPro yesterday, so I was going to install the teeth and record, but these are the Rowmec. I took the bucket off because I needed to take it off because I store, there's always water in there and it gets water all over my stuff because I throw wrenches and really garbage in there. So I took it off, and my buddy needs it for his dirt track. So I put my little Ironton toolbox on it, and then I put these, which these lifetimes are not that great because it says 1 week guaranteed of ice, but I'm not sure if it's the ice that I'm putting in. It's little tiny pebbles, size of your probably pinky. And the sun too, beaming right on it. I'm not sure, but I do need to find something to fix it, so that way we can have some cold drinks. Fix it right there. So reorganized everything last night. I have these Rowmec teeth. I bought 40 of them, which I'll have 6 left over. Got my grease, got anything and everything, hammers, pry bars, breaker bars, and then I got the extra 6 teeth, and I keep extra bolts in here from the carbides that was original. They're the same thread, same pitch and everything. And then I've got washer fluid since we run through a lot of it. And then, you know, I've got the invisible glass, which this is the best stuff I found that it cleans, which you can't really tell, but it's dirty from our job today in Tennessee. I've got the sea moth grinder. So, and then they got straps, so that way we don't have to keep it in the truck. And got new logos, but got tired of stuff like that. Got my t-shirts, and then I've got def and stuff like that in there. Certain tools. There's a fuel receipt. Goodness. So I always charge, every week I charge the batteries for greasing and stuff like that. I do need to grease the machine. I hate being unprepared for the job the next day, so I grease everything at night. But found out if you smack a lot of trees, when you go uphill, the thing will open up, which it usually does, I think because I slammed it. But the latch is it's supposed to clamp, but I've been smacking trees so much it's wide open and it won't close. Only the top one closes. So it's been a nightmare with the GoPro and everything else. So got several jobs. I think I've got probably about 4 or 5 jobs to do this week. Today is Tuesday, so I'm doing one tomorrow. We're doing property lines, so I do need to sharpen these, which these done good. I think these are tier 3 from Rowmec. I do like these a lot better than carbides. I hit some rock, but it's sandstone. It done pretty good, as in other than the King Kong tools. They done really good, but if you do not maintain the knives, I will show you. If you don't maintain the edge, then these will pretty much turn into Let's see. Thought I had one. Oh, here they are. Thought I put them in my toolbox. These are the King Kong tools. They do really good, but as you can tell, the depth versus the other ones. So if you don't maintain them, then they'll be like this, which I should have maintained them a lot better. I could probably sharpen them and do a lot better. There's a lot of them in here that is curled. I'm trying to find them like that right there. It's like that right there. So but the knives is a lot better than the carbides for price wise, but you get way more hours. Let's see. These are King Kong tools carbides. I probably got, I think I've got almost 130 hours in these carbides, and they still look pretty decent. So that's why I keep these close for rocky jobs. But I want to show you, this is the reason why I do not load at night. When you load at night, this is why I tell customers I do not work in the night. I was like, if I have to come back for a few more hours, it's going to be this amount of price. So they ask me, why don't you, you know, because you've got lights. Well, I've replaced those lights because both of them went out. There's 24 watts, but I went to AutoZone or O'Reilly's and bought 100-watt ones. Didn't realize there was the wattage difference. Well, I took the bucket off, so then I had more space. Where I got this, which I had a lot closer last night, so I backed it up. I backed it up probably about 2 inches from where I'm at now. I backed up. I lifted the gate up because it was way out here, so none of that, it keeps tension on it, which I've got to fix this too. So, well, when I put the chain on here, so that way when I get out of the machine, I don't have to throw the chain back in here, run it through. I've already got it there. Well, when I lifted the gate up, the chain went in between the little lift gate hole. It got stuck right here between the pin and the little entrance hole of that. Well, this is what happens when you lift it up and it's dark. Well, hard to crunch. And then I set it back down and I got half of it broke. So it is a removable top. So I broke half of it, and then I broke the piece that helps hold the shock on there. So now I've got a removable toolbox lid. So not happy because I gave like 400 something bucks for this. It's twisted, it's not fixable at all. So when I sat it back down is when it done the rest of the damage. This is higher than the other side, which you can kind of see right there is higher. So was not a good night. Take this phone call. Oh. Well, pull this stuff out when you back drag, kind of put stuff underneath. When you go under it, all that mulch just kind of slides right over it, so you're not able to hit it. I'm not sure if it's the mulcher itself or if it's kind of like how you run it over trying to mulch it, but got some big chunks, which, you know, when you're trying to push, it pushes it against the tree. But we're going to push it hard as we can and then come back, hit stuff like this right here around trees. It's doing good so far. Some chunks in there, but I wish that mulching had done a lot better. But we're also hitting a lot of hardwoods, so it makes it a lot harder on us. But as you can see, we got an exit out and an entrance a lot cleaner now. Pushing this a little bit, because I mean, as you can tell, this stuff's pretty thick. And also hitting the hardwoods, we're gonna have to sharpen them. You can tell by the sound of it hitting that tree right there. But still got little twigs here and there, just because of the fact it's a hardwood, so it curls the knives a lot more, hitting a bunch of them. But a little bit of sharpening will do. On another job, they started bulldozing some of it. The owner has his own sawmill, so he's cut the good ones and started pushing stuff up. I think there's his dozer. I think something's wrong with it. I think he said it needs injector seals. It's either putting coolant in oil or oil and coolant. And or burning coolant, not sure. But he wants us to clean where it levels to his tree line. You kind of see the little sky on the other side, so it's pretty much the property line all the way down to the road. So wants it cleaned up best as possible. And he owns all that, but he said he just wants this cleaned up, so he's going to put a new shop right here. But a lot of hardwoods. I mean, you can just tell, a lot of hardwoods. So it's gonna be a little rough on that 315B style mulcher, because these trees right here are hard trees. It's rough on the machines, but he said just do what you can do. And so we're just taking out all the underbrush and saplings, a bunch of maples, white oaks, and maples are pretty stringy trees, but he's got to push some piles. I told him we'll just trying to clean up close to them, but probably looking at 2 days. But this one's gonna be really dusty because they came in here and kind of pushed everything up with a skid steer with a grapple. So you got to come back in here and clean it all up. lunchtime, I come back through. I let my operator eat his warm lunch or hot lunch. So I came in and just went down through here with my push bar. With it being bent, it limits me to how far and close, like stuff like this right here would be. I can get up to, but if it's straight or curved, it's hard for me to get into certain spots. But came back, cleaned this up. There's a pile right there, and there's also a hole right over in there, so I can't get that little greenery. But this is what we've got. Got all the way to the edge of the road, so we kind of left him a barrier. Kind of got close, so that way left him a barrier on the side and at the road. He wanted us to take that, but I just left that because none of that past the green, it dropped straight off. So none of that will be slinging, and it'll take a long time because it's slinging chips at cars that's coming by. So I just rather clean everything else up more fine, cleaner. We can always come back and clean it up for him. But it's looking real good for some dull teeth or knives. But it's real dusty also. We cleaned the machine about 3 times, so we're just kind of coming in here and making it more straight. If we take out too much, they'll see through here. Just finished the day. Just did a little bit of after hours cleaning of the rest of the mulch that needed, or stuff that needed to be hit. Got him cleaning the machine, and then this is the end result. Has a lot of bigger hardwoods, so I kind of try to push them back a little bit, make them a little bit more cleaner. But I think this one turned out pretty good. Kind of pushed it just a little bit because it drops off right here. It's a ditch at the road. And there's another ditch right at the corner of the property. So I think there's a road right there, and they cut it so that water would go over here. This one was really dusty, but we cleaned it off 3 times today and twice yesterday, just before and after, because it wasn't really dusty. Got a lot cleaned up. That's at least an acre in 2 days, which this stuff was pretty thick. A lot of stuff that we wasn't able to hit because it was just too big for the machine. So I'm not going to turn my machine up for to get that done with it. Somebody just cut it and burn it. But we try to push to get it done, then come back and you know, clean it a lot more finer, because I'm limited on the Caterpillar HM315B style carbides, but put in the knives. But I think it does a lot better than the carbides. But this is the last day. It's 17 acres right in here, but his sawmill's over there, and his home is over there. He's building a big shop over here for his for his equipment or possibly a new sawmill. But I think this done pretty good. Not the CMOS finish, but I'm not able to have mommy and daddy money, so I got what I could afford. But I think it done pretty good.